Shalom. I want to give all praises and honor glory to Yahweh Bashim Abushai, Bashim Kakadash. Devil honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the 144,000 and 130 left, the nation of Israel. I'm the brother Kabash from the Genesis Atlanta camp, and I'm here with the whole faith to find less through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Abushai. And in this lesson, I'm going to get into this Instagram post. This post by Kikoa Macula or Ule. I just snapshotted the other day. It's very interesting to look into. There was another post, and I may put it as a thumbnail about it's only 847 days before everything is cashless and everything has to go by a chip. And that's, you can say in 2027, it's on 350, it's like 365 days in a year. 2025 and 2026, 2027. So it's going to be before 2030. How they depicted to project the time of the 2030 agenda plan is to be accomplished. Out with the old world, in with the new world order. And that's all a part of prophecy anyway. And from the elders of One West all the way to the elders of Great Millstone, which stemmed out of One West, which was spearheaded by Elder Albert Bivens, which is Elijah the prophet, coming back in reincarnation through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai, pursuant to the book of Malachi chapter 4. Which entails that the movement of the spirit within Israel, which a lot of people scoff at, which call us Black Hebrew Israelites or just Hebrew Israelites, is really taking place. Literally, the scriptures hopping off the page, and is in everybody's face of reality. So I'm gonna go ahead and read to this article. It says it's official. Europe just outlawed your cash. So Europe been having headlines of just going totally digital anyway. Going back to early this year, before fall, the UK has announced digital ID to be mandatory in 2026, which shows you the steps of everything that's happening according to the scriptures. Second Ezra chapter 9 goes into how the Lord told Ezra through the Archangel Uriel to measure the times diligently within itself, because the Archangel Uriel was the main one conversating with Ezra the prophet, Levite to be exact, in the time of the Persian Medes, or the age of the Persian Medes, about these future prophecies. And it's coming to pass. It says right here, by January 2027, anything over $10,000 in cash will be illegal tender. They got it as a crime over here too, but it's literally it's literally not mandatory, because because anybody can still walk around with $10,000 cash. It's not really headlining the news. And even though some articles may be biased, but a lot of these biased articles too can really give insight or intel about what's really going on behind the scenes. It's biased in the sense because it knows the truth or is questioning what they deem as the truth. And they're saying everything is okay, but it's not. Everything is really upside down, like the scripture says, and also Esau's fulfilling his role within the scriptures. So right here it says, they say it's for anti-money laundering. Laundering been going on for centuries in America, starting with the elite banking family. Even going back to the early 1900s or the 20th century. 1910 on Jekyll Island, you had J.P. Morgan and other few 1% class people to have a meeting in Jekyll Island to dictate the American currency, which was according to their plan anyway, because America is the elite banking family cash cow, which the elite is over there in Europe, running the show over here in America. As a matter of fact, America was brought forth or was born from Britain, that's located over there in Europe. But this is all type of money laundering, man. These malls and everything, people coming out with videos that certain stores in the mall, how the hell are they making do every day and making it seem as if they are just meeting past their quarters and doing well, but there's nobody in the mall to really shop, especially after 2020 and 2021. These restaurants, especially over here in Jake neighborhoods, so-called minorities, they blocking Jake from getting good contracts within their own neighborhood, but they letting these goots come over, or any other heathen that's outside the race of Jake. And they don't even stay in the same neighborhoods as Jake. So there's a lot of money laundry. They laundromats and all that shit. I ain't seen a fucking 9 to 5 clock since they got over here. But that's also part of Deuteronomy 28, or chapter 28, going into the curses that we will have to suffer. Thy enemy should get above thee very high, and thou should come down very low. Our primary enemy is Esau, the so-called white man, which allows these heathens to come over here and rack up off of our hurt ignorance of the system, etc. But it's all part of prophecy. So this caste society is going to really forward the kingdom of heaven, because they got to have that chip, and the chip is one of the last prophecies according to the scriptures. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 on down. So right here it says, but it's not about crime, it's about control. Yeah, because Esau wants to harvest this new world order, and it's not going to happen. Joel chapter 20 goes into that. As a matter of fact, let me get this in Habakkuk chapter 2. It's like I'm going to get it in chapter 1, verse 3. It's like not verse 3, verse 5. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days. So the Lord said, among the heathen, regard, meaning consider or think about, and wonder marvelously. Yeah, they're gonna be in a mindset of wondering, because it's like they aim to get a longevity for the empire that they built, but it's going to come to an end. And the Lord is telling them before it happens. So right here it says, for I will work a work in your days. Yeah, because it's their days. It's not a so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, Indians days. It's their days, their best days, happy days, they heaven, their world, which a planet consists of days, months. It's like days, weeks, months, years, even down to seconds, minutes, and hours. But the Lord is about to end their world. Pursuing to 2 chapter 6, verse 9 says, which ye would not believe, though it be told you. Yeah, they don't believe us on the highways and byways. Even Jake don't believe these prophecies. If we get tested every day to prove if we believe these prophecies. But we see it clearly. Even though a righteous man falls 7 times, you get it back up. And also, those that believe we're going to go through hardship, straight gate. But we got to endure. Because we not like these other people out here. Regardless of how we sound, look. The Lord brought us in His truth. And we're revealing it. We could be of the hopeful elect. So right here says, verse 5, yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man, need to keep it at home. That's Esau, the so-called white man. He's enlarging his new world order by making everybody submit to this cashless society. All of a sudden now we have to go cashless. Before cash, we had gold. We had to go goldless and silverless. Now we're doing the cashless. And then it's digital, which is according to these scriptures. You can do nothing against the truth before. It says, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. Hell is talking about the grave. People die every day, B. People don't know their time, so people have been down since the beginning. So you can imagine, because we're dealing with time here and the amount of people since the beginning that died. So just imagine Esau's desire. His desire is that much big, that much length time. And it don't matter how he get it. The wages of sin is death. You're going to die. And that's what happened to man, which particularly the chosen man, because the heathens outside of Adam, children of the serpent and Cain and the heathens, children of men, their days were short. The Lord didn't promise them immortality. He only promised the sons of Adam, which are the children of God. So right here says, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heaping unto him all people. Yeah. All these other nations over here to seek after Esau's glory, which is that American dream, making it seem like everybody can be free and have sustenance forever and pass it down to their children, which was a fact for a certain period of time. But how to get there, you have to do evil. You have to do the desires of Esau. And we at the end of the desires of Esau, and he's going out with a bang with his chip, and his desire is to have everybody chip. He already claimed to be a so-called Jew. And, with that, he knows about that all, which makes a servant for life according to the Hebrew law. And he's manipulating and making it seem like he's Jew, and with him having his chip and embedded in you with a syringe is going to make you his slave for life. Because he already, through his system, already see you as a slave, an employee. That's another term for slave. Social Security number, which didn't come about to the early 20th century. Also, your names and all cap and many other things, by his system. But the Lord is putting him in a trick bag because the Lord already seen this happening. He already seen this coming. It says, in this article again, but it's not about crime, it's about control. Yeah, Esau wanted control, and what that control, he calls it all. What is the cause? the cause of him causing people to take this chip. That's the control that Esau has, and the Lord says he's going to have it. This whole chapter is about the beast, which that beast is talking about the fourth beast in Daniel chapter 7, which is Esau's kingdom. I ain't going to elaborate on it because I ain't got too much time. But right here it says, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, it says, "He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." So right here in verse 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast." Yeah, that power or that life is the beast being revived, that fourth beast that was wounded in his earlier chapter, going into Esau's kingdom falling, the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire falling. Way after the Vespasian dynasty, which was the last of Esau's rulership, because Jake ruled after Domitian was assassinated. The youngest son of Vespasian, which was an Edomite, and Nerva ruled after him, which was a Jake. But Jake didn't really come about making it known that he ruled until Constantinople set an edict to basically free Christians. And the main Christians, or so-called Christians, was Jake, Israelites, who knew they were Jews. Because no other nation wanted to be any other nation. That's how raw it was back then. Everybody knew each other. But over a period of time, Satan, Esau came back into power. He wanted to hide that fact. So, him fulfilling Revelation chapter 20, I think around the 6th, 7th verse, Satan coming out of that prison and deceiving the whole world for a short season. Well, that's happening now. That already happened. So now the Lord is having us, as men of the Lord, on the highways and byways to prove this fact about Esau that's ruling right now. It fits in it through the scriptures. So that image of the beast should both speak. That image is talking about the rulership of Esau, his system. He designed the system. So that's his image. That's what he looks like. Not based off looks or the Caesar Borgia picture or image that everybody likes to believe. That was taught wrong. The image is talking about his system. As a matter of fact, I'm finna prove it. So right here it says image, Greek, or Strong's G. The G stand for Greek or Koine Greek, which they spoke in the ancient world, mainly Jake. Esau, they were speaking the two, just like the American language. And Jake was more so speaking it. That's why it's written in the scriptures. Because the scriptures are really meant for Jake. So right here it says, transliteration, Koine, an image, figure, likeness, an image of, I'm going to get to the point because I already read through this many other videos. Y'all can look it up. So right here it says, I'm going to highlight it, applied to man on account of his power of command. So this man is talking about who Esau, the so-called white man, which was to rule in the last days, according to the blessing that our forefather Isaac gave him. This whole Bible is all about Jacob and Esau, besides the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Heavenly Father and other men of the Lord that the Lord brought forth to bring forth his word, like King David, King Solomon, Sirach, Jeremiah, many other prophets. But the writings of the Lord, besides the prophecies and the laws. So it's talking about Esau's rule, and it says, and cause that as many would that it's like and cause that as many as would not worship the image or the command. And they already telling you over there in UK, like, look, you're not going to have a job or even be in the UK if you don't have this digital ID. They're going to do the same way in America. They're already doing it in other countries, but they're keeping it low key. It's coming out in articles here and there, but that's how we know that they keep it low key, but it's not in the mainstream media. It's not all online like that. You can probably see it on Instagram or other non-main social media stream places. I mean, you got to probably upload it or something like that, but it's not going to be already on there like other YouTube videos, non-essential YouTube videos. A cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So you're going to be killed. You're going to be essed out first from society, and then you ain't going to survive, but then you're going to try to, do the old world way survival, and it's not going to work. Hustling, even going into investing. Guess what? A lot of these accounts and these investments, these portfolios, I think they probably can survive, but I don't want to get you wrong. But if you have your money in bank accounts, which a lot of people do, it's going to get garnished or taken away by the government in the time that America needs a bail-in. It's not a bailout like 2008. It's called a bail-in. And a lot of these banks, they're going to just take your money if it's sitting in there. And with this digital ID system, they're going to charge you if your money is sitting in there for too long. So there's no savings, no nothing. That's a light torment that the Lord talked about in Revelation chapter 14. But the real torment is they're going to torment you with this chip that they're going to hold back. So right here it says, verse 16, he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, or in their foreheads. And it doesn't matter if it's your right hand or the left. Revelation chapter 20 goes to that. And that goes into you just taking a chip in either hand. It's not specifically or particularly the right hand. This right hand, in a sense, is really your consent, your agreement, the mark in their right hand. How people say my right hand man or something like that. So essentially someone that they agree or they in agreement with. Sometimes blind faith in agreement, some type of truth, someone closer. That's how people is going to be in that time. It's based off them wandering after the beast, just like they're doing now. I wonder what America's going to do, because I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. All that shit is going to come into effect with this chip, and people just going to give over to the beast, which is Esau, the so-called white man. The Lord metaphorically calls him a beast because of what he's doing. He's moving like a beast. This whole government moves like a beast. They speak like a lamb, but they are a dragon. They are a beast. You have astral dragons on the earth. Now, fire-breathing dragons probably somewhere in the earth, but the Lord ain't made it manifest. But I know it is, just like dinosaurs. But you can have Komodo dragons. So right here it says, which is a beast, essentially. That's what the point I want to prove. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So that mark is karama in the Greek, a stamp and a printed mark. yeah, you're gonna have a band-aid over that mark. Whenever you pinch yourself or even picture yourself, you're gonna see a mark. Somebody give you a frog in your arm for a knuckle. So if you get that syringe implanted in you, you're gonna have a mark. And that mark is gonna be permanent by way of that chip still being in you. And oh look, idolatrous images. Second chapter 16, feed you being idol to idols. You've been passive about this mark of the beast. They're gonna give you over to basically death, because they're gonna essentially try to put you to death, but the Lord's gonna put you to death quicker if you took that chip too. He's gonna allow Esau to put you to death. That's what the scriptures is in telling. So right here, going deeper in that word mark, karas, a pale or stake. Look at the pale stake. You see the chip. It looks like a short, very micro size pale or stake. I'm going to go in more deeper to give more detail on this mark, which is essentially that chip, that karama, karas, and grapho. A grapho is to write with reference to the form, and what's to write in reference? It's talking about the data, because the RFID stands for radio frequency identification. Identification is part of the data. Frequency, the energy, gives another form of data, and also the radio. All that is part of that chip. The letters, letters or data. You got letters and data. It says, I'm gonna go down a little bit. It says to write with reference other material, to commit to writings used to those things which stand written in sacred books. So basically, I prove the point. That and that universal basic income is going to be linked to that chip as well. They have it on the barcode 666, but mainly is going to be of that chip. So don't sleep on Esau, man. Esau is doing exactly what the scriptures said Esau is going to do, which is so-called white man, which goes to show you the intelligence of the maker, which the book was inspired by, pursuant to 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16, which is going to show you he is real. He is real. He's omnipresent, which is everywhere at the same time, and omnipotent. He's all powerful. So the Lord has banked on what he's been saying from the beginning. It's not being revealed through his men. So right here it says every Bitcoin must be government approved. See, can't buy no sales except you have that mark. Every transaction will feed a system tracking over 340 million citizens, which that's the amount in America as well. But yeah, I'm not going to be too long. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Lord willing, you hopefully that was edified. As you can see, these prophecies are not tarrying. It's not prolonging anymore. It's happening. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Yes, with that, I'm going to say, call out to the hopefully elect. Shalom.